Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Fun Astrology video podcast. Thomas Miller here. Let's go straight to the chart because we've got something I want to show you here right at sunrise. Here, you realize, you wonder why all this aggressive energy all of a sudden that we're experiencing. Look at that. There is sunrise right there, the ascendant point. The moon at the time of this chart at 7:12 in the morning has just crossed up over the ascendant. But Mercury, the sun, Chiron, the Arabic part of fortune, and Eris, the sister of Mars, the goddess of discordia. Keeping an eye on Eris. That's why I have it on my chart. It seems like we need to be at least aware of and observing things around Eris, so that's why I keep it there. But that's why we've been experiencing so much crazy aggression in our day. I mean, look at how the day is just starting. And even if you put this action right here, and fortunately Venus is pulling away now from Saturn and Mars, very slowly, but it will make tracks. And this is where I said a couple of weeks ago, when all of this started, all this was bunched up and we knew that these conjunctions were happening around Saturn. And I just was thinking, hold on, because eventually Venus will pull away and Venus will win. Still waiting for that, but hoping that that will be the case. Now, let me show you, I'm going to clear this and go to tomorrow morning. Let's check the time here. 2:25 Eastern Time, just after midnight. Here is our new moon. We had a listener question on the audio podcast today asking, what if the new moon is right on my own sun? Jean had her natal sun is right there at 11 degrees. Well, in my book, it's manifesting on steroids, and I would be gung-ho about clearing the pipeline to make sure that all channels were clear around this new moon, and then set a bunch of really positive out there intentions of things that you would like to have show up in your life. Now, how can the rest of us relate to this? Well, let's take a look at what we might do here. So 11 degrees. So you could look around your chart. So let's say that you had a planet. Let's say that you had Jupiter up here, and I'm not going to try to draw the glyphs because that just would take too much time. But let's say that you had Jupiter up here at 11 degrees Sagittarius. It's home sign, right? I've got Jupiter in Sagittarius. Let's say that you had that. Well, that's in play. That's a nice trine aspect. Same thing over here, right? We got the fire trine. So if we were to build that, if you had, let's say, something in the... Now, how many degrees away from 11 are we talking here? Let's go up to 8 to 10. 6 to 8. How many do you want to play with? I would widen this out a little bit because of the new moon. So if you have something... Let's pull it back anywhere from 1, 2, 3 degrees. This is going to give you a lot of latitude. 1 or 2 or 3 degrees this way. What's the best way to do this? Let's see. Let me see if I can just show you this real quick. So here we are at 11, and these are not drawn symmetrically because this program just fits these things in. But let's say that you were here at 11. We're going to go back as much as 10. So let's say that from 1 degree... this way, all the way up to 20, even if you wanted to go to 21, you're covering 2/3 of either sides of that, of a sign. That is a lot of latitude. So if you have a planet within that range, I'm going to say play with it and then look at what kind of aspect do you have. If you have Aquarius or Gemini, then from Aries, you have a 60-degree sextile. And like we just mentioned, if you have either Leo or Sagittarius, then you have a 120-degree trine. If you're in Libra, you have an opposition. And remember, what I like to think about oppositions is if you take the polar sides of a magnet it'll snap together. If you take the opposite sides, you can't push it together, right? You can play this side of an opposition. There is an element of an opposition, and I know it's known as a negative aspect. Ptolemy taught it as bad, bad, bad. But we don't, we've learned a lot since then, and we know that in the polarity of astrology and that the coin has two sides, that you can play that favorable side. It's just that you might, sure enough, have the tension that you have to get through in order to get to the positive side. So you have to work with that. But there are your areas, and then what we were saying is if you went with the cardinal or angular points on the chart, so that would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, then those are other areas that if you have those aspects there, you could also take that into consideration. So I hope that helps. That's kind of a quick walkthrough of how we all might apply this new moon, but get out there and enjoy it regardless. And tonight would be the night to go to bed with manifesting dreams on your pillow.